And we are back, and we just finished watching 1955's All That Heaven Allows. This is rated approved with a runtime of 1 hour and 29 minutes. This comes to us from director Douglas Sirk, with writing credits to Peggy Thompson, Edna L. Lee, and Harry Lee. I think this is their story. According to IMDb, this is tagged as drama romance, and the blurb is an upper-class widow falls in love with a much younger, down-to-earth nurseryman, like it's a gardener, much to the disapproval of her children, who are grown, they're not children, and criticism of her country club peers. Was she in a country club?
I guess that's what the club was.
What'd you think?
It was a melodrama. It definitely had all the ingredients. You had strings, the piano, just heightened drama and everything these people did. Pensive faces. Rock Hudson.
With that hair.
With his just
pompadour.
Unmovable hair. He fell off a mountain. And his hair was still just pristine and pompadoured. Yeah. You said this was like a follow-up
to Magnificent
Obsession, which
did
we also
really well
reviewed.
for the and which did really well for the studios. And so apparently, according to the TCM host, the studio got a lot of letters saying we want a sequel. So they quickly hurried out and got contracts for Jane Wyman, Rock Hudson, Douglas Sirk, and who was the producer? Whoever the producer was, to get another movie together. So they
it wasn't a sequel. It was just it was another story starring
right.
all those people who made Magnificent Obsession,
right.
which was just ridiculous.
Which is bad. Like, it has to be one of my favorite Sirk movies because it's so out of control. And so I guess they optioned the story by Edna L. Lee and Harry Lee. And Ross Hunter was the producer.
Yeah. And the big scandal is that Jane Wyman is a widow, or her husband passed away at some point. We don't know.
But it feels like it was a while.
It feels like it's been a while because there's a lot of suitors trying to get with Jane Wyman.
Gosh.
Apparently, Jane Wyman is just pumping out some kind of funk that just makes the men
Make the men crazy. Yes.
You got Harvey, who's like the nice guy suitor, who's just sort of like, I'm not really interested in any kind of romance, but when we're our age, we need company and companionship. And then there's that dude at the club who is just like, get over here, woman. He's like, you want to dance? And he dances her right outside where nobody's around. And then he just starts manhandling her.
Yeah.
That guy
was weird.
Yeah. That guy was a piece of crap.
Yeah. Howard.
And then she's at home waiting for Agnes Moorehead to show up to have lunch, and Agnes Moorehead has to cancel, and there's Rock Hudson trimming her trees. No euphemism there. He's literally trimming her trees. And since she has all this lunch ready, she's like, would you like some coffee and buns? And he has some coffee and buns, and then suddenly he's just like, would you like to see my nursery? And there you go. They're off to the races. The romance begins.
Yeah. And he seems like he's always been smitten with her.
I don't know. In the beginning, he's like really quiet and stoic. She's trying to get information out of him.
I
and
know,
he's
but
just
he
like,
seems very aware. Like in the beginning, when she grabs the box of plates from Agnes Moorehead, he comes and he's like, let me help you with that. So he's very...
he's very
of her.
Yeah, and he just seems to have good manners. I mean, when she invites him to come sit and have lunch, she says, take a seat, and he waits for her to be ready, and he pulls her chair out.
Yeah.
She sits down, and then he sits. So he's definitely been to like manners school or something.
Yeah.
Especially like 50s manners.
Right. And he's about...
I think you said 15 years younger than him or something?
Yes. So he's...
Younger than her, I should say.
Right. So he looked like maybe mid-30s, early to mid-30s.
He looked like he was in his mid-30s.
And she looked older than 15 years, but okay.
Yeah.
People aged differently back in the 50s, so we'll...
Yeah, for all we know, they were both in their late 20s, for all we know. People aged more rapidly.
People definitely aged differently in the past.
You look at a 50-year-old dude from the 50s, and they're like bald and with scraggly gray hair on the sides.
What did you think otherwise? I mean, I don't
feel
know
like
what to think.
I mean, I feel like they were really pumping up the melodrama for this because, as we mentioned, there's an age difference. But at that age, who cares at that point? It's sort of like,
if anything, if I was the friend, I'd be high-fiving her for getting a hot piece of ass.
I know, that's the thing. Like, in today, everybody would be like high-fiving her. She would have her own reality show. She'd be an influencer.
Yes.
Cougar mom. hooking up with all the young pool boys and whatnot. But in this, it's the country club. They're like, oh my God, people just might not understand. And honestly, I would say half the people couldn't give two craps. And the rest of the people were just like, And then, of course, Bob the rapist, I don't know what his name was, but he's just like, oh, look at that. You were playing hard to get and you were lying the whole time. Howard, yeah. He's just like, I guess I should have just taken what I wanted. And he just starts manhandling her in the living room. Where Rock Hudson has to show up and just like pull the guy off of her. And then everybody's like, Ron attacked Howard.
Yes. He could have killed poor Howard. That lady was ridiculous.
That's what you get when you bring the undesirables in. I think that was probably another aspect of it, was the fact that, yes, it was a class thing, because all of these people were clearly just loaded. I mean, Jane Wyman, she's living in this giant house by herself that with
no income.
No income, yeah. And she's having fancy lunches on the lawn. She's like, oh, the gardener, my husband set that up like 3 years ago, and I just... it's just been automatically happening ever since. So she's getting everything trimmed and manicured as far as the house goes. She doesn't even know like where the money's being spent. She's just living in this huge thing with no source of income. It seems like most of her friends are sort of in the same position. They're just wealthy. And then there's Ron, who is inherited his dad's business, but doesn't know if he wants to keep it going, but he loves trees. And he lives out in the middle of nowhere. He has one of those cars with the wood paneling on the side. Everybody else is driving around in these like fancy powder blue looking cars. So yeah, there was definitely some kind of class thing. When the kids show up,
oh my God,
the kids acted ridiculous. First there's the daughter, who is supposed to be all open-minded, and I'm the college-educated girl with the progressive views. And then suddenly it's like, after one day of slight ridicule from her friends, she just crumbles and is just like, you're ruining my life, Mom. And the son is just like, oh my God, you're going to let this animal move into our house, the house that we were born in? And she's like, well, I was thinking of selling it. And he's like, what? You're going to sell the house that we were born in that Dad built? And it's this complete overreaction. And then she's basically cuts it off with Ron because of this, and they couldn't care less. The girl is just like, well, I'm getting married, so I'm not going to live here anymore. And the son's just like, well, as soon as I graduate, I'm going to have to work in Paris and then Iran.
Yeah.
And so I won't be around. So, yeah, I think it's a good idea to sell the house. She should have just started slapping the crap out of those kids.
Yeah.
But they were practically adults anyway. So they were like seniors in college or something.
Was he already done with college, maybe?
He said he was finishing up his school year, and then he was going to immediately start working for some company.
Or go to Paris for a year, right?
Go to Paris and then move on to work for the company in Iran.
And then was she done with school?
I think she was still in school, but she was basically going to be like, well, I'm just going to
get married and
Biff
be a housewife.
Or whatever boyfriend she has, and that was it.
I feel like I liked Magnificent Obsession more. I know more people talk about this film, maybe because it's shorter. I don't know. I also think maybe because of the topic, because this is the 50s and we're talking about an older woman with a younger man. And I think that was still very much taboo at the time.
Flip that around and they wouldn't give. I mean, that was like the plot of 90% of movies you saw back then.
Right.
There was always some older dude with some very young woman. I mean,
we just saw Gigi.
Yeah, Gigi.
Yeah.
But anything. Look at most Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Oh, right.
It's like Jimmy Stewart or
Grace Kelly.
With Grace Kelly or somebody who's just like got the craggly face, and there's just this young lady who's fawning over him like, oh, when are we going to get married, Bob? Nobody bats an eye, but Jane Wyman hooks up with Rock Hudson, and it's just
it's the end of the world.
Pillars of society are crumbling.
Well, it's funny because they don't look much different. I mean, they did Magnificent Obsession the year before, so they don't look much different. And yet, in the first one, the messaging is about second chances, and
there was like a God thing in there, too.
There was a God thing in there. But I was also going to say just second chances and sort of starting over, and for him just to be a better human and earning her love afterwards because of him, her first husband dies.
Yeah.
And so there's that. So and I felt like that movie was just all over the place with craziness, and I loved it.
I mean, he becomes a world famous surgeon. Like
within
just
a
because
short
he
amount
feels
of time.
like it. Yeah.
Right. And
Like
so
none of the doctors could cure her eyesight, so I'm going to go to
Except for
medical
Rock
school.
Hudson.
I'm going to go to medical school. I'm going to give up driving race boats and become an ocular surgeon.
yes, that Bob Merrick, he was something. But in this one, I felt like it wasn't as over the top as the other one, and it felt like everybody's performance. I mean, they were good, but everything felt more muted, kind of. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it wasn't. The story didn't lend itself to that sort of crazy melodrama. I mean, you had it there, but it wasn't like
everything felt like in the realm of possibility.
It wasn't like she was trying. Yeah,
would get upset by this. They would be uncaring and unfeeling to the point where she makes all these sacrifices for her family, and yet nobody reciprocates anything in return. All she is just this lonely woman in this empty house with this TV that she didn't want.
Yeah. Plus, there's you see a age difference between them, but it's not. It's not so
crazy.
Drastic. It's not like as though she's trying to hook up with
a 12-year-old
like Mickey Rooney as Andy Hardy. It's just real different. He's not the grocery boy. He's a guy who has a business, who fought in the Korean War.
Right. He's murdered people.
He's killed people.
Yeah.
He's got a business. He's out in the middle of the woods. He's taller than every human being on earth.
Yes.
Seriously, Rock Hudson looks like he could have crushed every man's skull simultaneously.
Well, when he gets in Howard's face after Howard tries to paw at his woman, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it doesn't lend itself. In Magnificent Obsession, there was a
bad
lot
shit.
of crazy drama. I mean, he kills her husband. Well, it's not his intent to kill it, but through his recklessness, her husband dies.
Yes.
And then he feels bad about that. So instead of like leaving her alone or offering condolences, he chases her into the street where she's hit by a car and loses her eyesight.
Yes.
And it's all because he's like, when am I going to dinner, you bitch? It was just berserk. He was just constantly trying to like hit on her and ask her out. He's like, you just killed her husband.
Yeah,
let it go, man.
Step back.
Leave this little town, Bob Merrick. You don't even live here.
Yes.
Why are you even here?
Yes.
So there was a lot of crazy, and then he like gaslights her while she's blind. Oh, I'm just John, the guy who lives on the beach.
Yes.
I'm gonna help you.
Yes.
And then he becomes an eye surgeon. Yes. And then he becomes an eye surgeon, and he has to hunt her down. She disappears with the maid. Like, not even her daughter knows where the hell she ran off to. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this is like all the hallmarks of a Cirque film.
Yeah, and this, on the other hand, is just, you like a younger man, and some of your friends don't approve, and your kids throw a fit, and guess what happens when your kids throw a fit? You tell them, hey, kids, calm the hell down. Yes. I'm doing this.
Yes, exactly.
And that's it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, it's funny. We've seen a couple of films like this. So we watched May December, which was also a big
but
age
that
gap.
was different.
That was different.
That's a relationship that happened while the child was still in high school.
Right, and he, for all intents and purposes, he's still a child even as an adult.
Yeah, he had the mentality of a child throughout.
And then we saw, oh my gosh, what was the one with Anne Hathaway? I don't remember.
I forgot the name of it, but that was also, he was still an adult.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, look at Anne Hathaway. It's not like as though she's some haggard old biddy.
Yeah.
It's freaking Anne Hathaway.
There's Maude, Harold and Maude. The Idea of You. That was the Anne Hathaway movie.
Harold and Maude is like, if that was the age difference in this, I could see the townsfolk going crazy. Because in Harold and Maude, that was a bizarre thing. It must have been like
60 years.
That was a huge age difference, and I still love the priest's reaction. Decrepit flesh coupling. That was funny. But yeah, back to this. I feel like they were able to squeeze as much drama as they could out of this, but it just wasn't as much as you got from Magnificent Obsession.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is sort of like mediocre.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've seen bits and pieces of this, but now that I've sat and watched it from start to finish, I just don't understand why this gets more accolades than Magnificent Obsession. Like, if you really want to talk about melodrama and like the circness of a movie, then you would definitely talk about Magnificent Obsession. This one, it's more rooted in reality. Everything seemed plausible. There's no over the topness, which you'd kind of expect from a Cirque film. This is more muted, and that sort of took me out of it because when I think of Cirque, I think of over the top, just craziness, right? So here it's a little bit more reined in. So
yeah, that's why I think they milked as much as they could out of this, but there just wasn't a lot for this story to give.
yeah, and at the end it's a happy ending. So yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm glad I watched it. I completely forgot about his little accident on the cliff there, which is just beyond silly. And I forgot that she had a son for some reason. I remember the daughter, but I didn't remember the son.
I think she talks to the daughter more. Plus,
right.
The daughter is more chatty as far as
and
like
she's got more of a
being more opinionated about all her.
And she has more lines, right?
Yeah,
there's
she's
more
like
instances to see her
or something.
And I think I remembered that Agnes Moorehead was in it, but other than that, I didn't really remember much about this film, and it's just okay. I know that people talk about this film a lot, but it's just okay. It's a good storytelling experience. I don't know if it's the best storytelling experience, but it's good. So if I was going to give this a number between 1 and 10, I think I would give this a 6.5, somewhere between a 6, 7.
God, that wasn't earned. You're only supposed to say that when I say, oh, it's like a 6 or a 7.
6, 7.
There you go.
All right. What's your number?
I'd give it a 5. This is just a mediocre film.
All right.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't know if it's mediocre. I think it's a little bit better than just average, but it's not the best in the pantheon of Cirque films.
Yeah, and it just wasn't fun. It didn't have, like, if I gonna watch a melodrama, I understand some people watch it because they're like, oh my God, this is really pulling my heartstrings. I don't really feel like that. I generally, when I see over the top melodrama, I genuinely find it amusing.
Yeah.
This, it didn't quite hit the mark for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really think anybody's performance was that great. Some of it felt a little forced. Sometimes the reactions, they build up so much to him. Oh, I'm gonna bring you to the country club. They build that up so much, you think that something really amazing is gonna happen. And like I said, half the people couldn't care less. They're like shaking the guy's hand. Let's get you a drink there, Ron.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Howard being all rapey, they probably would have had a lovely evening at the club.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there were some people that were kind of.
I mean, even the gossipy lady wasn't that bad on that evening.
Right.
She was worse throughout the rest of the movie. But
yes.
Even then, she was kind of muted.
Yeah.
And there was no Harvey sitting like a sad sack in the corner. I didn't even see Harvey at the club that day. All right, I'd give it a 5.
Wrap it up. It's you give it a 5, I give it a 6.5. Obviously, if you're a film student, you should watch it anyway. But yeah, I feel like Cirque has done better work than this. I mean, it's just okay. It's not on the level of like Imitation of Life, which I think is one of his greatest films, or like A Magnificent Obsession, which is also just so batshit. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But if you are a film student, you should absolutely check this out. I think there's a lot to delve into. This age gap, you're also talking about the class system and how people are judged and looked at. You're talking about familial relationships and responsibilities. Yeah, I think for that, I think it was an interesting watch. So again, I think I would put it more than average. So I think I would give it a 6.5 because I feel like it's good. It's good storytelling. It's just not as great as some of his other films. 1955's All That Heaven Allows. This is rated approved with a runtime of 1 hour and 29 minutes. So not a long film. It comes to us from a story by Edna L. and Harry Lee with writing credits to Peggy Thompson and director Douglas Sirk. This is the last day it's playing on the TCM app, but you can also rent it on Amazon. And before we wrap up, we'd like to encourage everyone to like, share, and follow. And we'll be back with another review soon. And with that, we'll bid you all a
good night.
Good night.